She was writing her name in the dirt with her finger 3 times, like she knew no one would find her. Before we dive into what really happened that morning, hit that like button and subscribe if stories like this pull you in. Drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. It's always amazing seeing how far these stories travel. September 15th, 2020, Napa Valley. The air smells like sun-baked earth and wild rosemary. Veronica Hensley leans against a trail marker, bottle of water in her hand, ponytail swinging. Her boyfriend David snaps a photo. She's smiling, radiant. The last photo ever taken of her. 24 hours later, she's gone. The morning David leaves for Sacramento, he kisses her goodbye in the dark, casual, routine. The kind of goodbye you give 1,000 times when you think you have forever. He drives 2 hours to his conference. She goes for her run. 8 a.m. Same trail, same routine. By nightfall, David's calling her phone, straight to voicemail. He tries again and again. The silence on the other end becomes a scream. Thursday morning, he's racing back to Napa, hands shaking on the wheel, calling 911. The dispatcher takes down the information: marathon runner, morning run, CHNH trail system, should have been home by 10. When David arrives at the trailhead, her silver sedan is sitting there, locked, untouched, sunglasses on the passenger seat, half-empty water bottle in the console. She made it to the trail. She started her run, but somewhere in that vast wilderness, Veronica Hensley just vanished. Here's where it gets disturbing. The Napa County Sheriff's Office sends in everything: search and rescue teams, canine units, helicopters. A German shepherd named Ranger picks up her scent immediately. For the first mile, the dog is confident, relentless. Then they reach a fork in the trail. Ranger stops dead. He circles. He whines. The scent trail, so strong just moments before, has vanished into thin air. It's like Veronica was lifted from the spot. No trace of which direction she went, or if she left the ground at all. For 2 weeks, over 50 square miles of brutal terrain are searched. Volunteers are exhausted. Hope is dying. Then, on day 4, a college student named Leo is bushwhacking through thorny manzanita hundreds of yards off the main path. He sees a flash of color, shocking pink against the forest floor, a shoelace, bright pink. The same brand Veronica wore in that last photo. They swarm the area, search for hours, find nothing else. Just one shoelace, snagged on a thorn, miles from where she should have been. The questions start eating at everyone. How did her shoelace end up there? Why did the scent trail just stop? Detectives turn to David. They always turn to the boyfriend first. They pull his credit cards, hotel footage, cell phone records. Tower data puts him in Sacramento the entire time. He's cleared, which means a stranger took her, and that's infinitely more terrifying. By September 30th, the search is suspended. The command post comes down. The volunteers go home. David and Veronica's sisters stand at the trailhead listening to the silence. The forest had taken its secret, and it wasn't giving it back. A year passes, then another. Veronica's case goes cold, filed away on a shelf with dozens of others. Her sister Jessica refuses to let go. She creates a Facebook page, posts memories, organizes memorial runs. On the internet, theories multiply. Was it an accident? A mountain lion? Did she walk away from her life? Some people point to a disturbing incident 18 months in, a flasher who stalked a jogger 5 miles away. Was he connected? The man is never found. The theory dies. The silence deepens. October 2022, 2 years after Veronica disappeared. Michael Petro, a retired chef, is out truffle hunting with his wife Sarah and their pig, Rosie. They're miles from any marked trail, on private land, deep in the oak forest. Rosie starts digging, frantic, insistent. Michael kneels down, expecting to find a black truffle. His shovel hits something soft, something that gives way. He's not digging up a truffle. He's digging up a plastic bag. Inside, through the weathered film, he can see women's athletic clothing, a pink and white sports bra, black running shorts, and other things. A used condom, a sealed wrapper, a tampon. Sarah's hand flies to her mouth. She remembers. The missing runner, the news reports, the pink sports bra. She fumbles for her phone, snaps photos. They know they can't touch it. They mark the spot with orange ribbon and call the police. Detective Dave Riley looks at the photo on Sarah's phone and feels his blood go cold. He worked the Hensley case 2 years ago. He remembers that pink top. Within hours, the woods are swarming with forensic teams. The bag is rushed to the state crime lab in Sacramento. Scientists extract DNA from the condom, upload it to CODIS. The wait is agonizing. Then, a hit. Mark Jennings, 45 years old, landscaper, living on the outskirts of Napa. He's in the system for a decade-old indecent exposure conviction. Nothing major, but it's a red flag. Predators start small. They escalate. Detectives launch surveillance. For a week, they watch him. He buys supplies, mows lawns, eats alone. But then they see the pattern. He drives slowly past trailheads, parks. His gaze lingers on female joggers, the way he watches them. It's predatory. A hunter assessing prey. Dawn raid. SWAT team breaches his door. Jennings is pulled from his bed, confused, handcuffed. While he's transported to the station, forensics tear apart his house. On his computer, they find a hidden folder, hundreds of photographs, women jogging, running, hiking, all taken with a telephoto lens, candid, invasive. The women have no idea they're being watched. Dozens of the photos are of Veronica, taken weeks before she disappeared. He'd been obsessed with her. In the interrogation room, Jennings sits silent. Detective Riley slides a photo of Veronica across the table. Jennings doesn't react. Hours pass. Denials. Then Riley plays his card. He shows him the lab report. Your DNA, Mark. It was found inside a condom buried with her clothes. Explain that. Jennings's facade cracks. His breathing goes shallow. He shifts in his chair, and then he breaks. The confession is horrifying, not because it's passionate, but because it's cold. Detached. He'd watched her for weeks, he says. Memorized her schedule. Waited for her on a remote section of trail. Ambushed her. His justification makes the detective sick. She was asking for it. Running around in those clothes. It's not my fault. He admits he killed her when she fought back. Strangled her. Buried her clothes in one spot, her body in another. A calculated move to throw off investigators. But here's what nobody saw coming. As detectives catalog the hundreds of photos on his computer, they start cross-referencing faces with unsolved missing persons cases from neighboring counties. A sea turtle keychain on a backpack matches the description of items belonging to a college student who vanished 5 years earlier. A unique silver earring matches another missing woman from the year before. The truth settles in like ice water. Mark Jennings wasn't an opportunistic killer. He was a serial predator who'd been hunting in Northern California for years, his quiet life, the perfect cover. As part of a plea deal, Jennings leads them to Veronica's body, miles from where the bag was found, beneath a cluster of bay trees. After 2 years, she's finally coming home. Mark Jennings is sentenced to multiple life sentences, no parole. He'll die in prison. The trails that were once places of peace are now marked by his shadow. But the community fights back. They increase patrols, clear brush, install emergency call boxes, and at the CHNH trailhead, they place a memorial bench for Veronica, overlooking the path she loved. But here's the thing that still haunts everyone who knows this story. If Michael Petro hadn't chosen that specific patch of woods that October morning, if his pig Rosie hadn't dug in that exact spot, if they hadn't understood what they'd found and preserved the scene, that plastic bag might have stayed buried for decades. Mark Jennings would still be out there, still hunting. The monster hiding behind the mask of a lonely landscaper. Sometimes justice doesn't come from technology or brilliant detective work. Sometimes it comes from a truffle-hunting pig with a determined snout digging in the dirt. Thanks for watching. That was today's story. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more untold mysteries every week. Drop a comment below and tell us where you're from. Your city might get a shout out in the next video. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.